Hello, everyone. Long time no see. It's been a while. So, I have been gone for a while. I was planning on doing this whole comeback to Star Citizen thing, and life stuff happened. So, yeah, what are you going to do? So now I'm back for real this time. And yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna while I wait for people to trickle in, I'm gonna go and look at some of the news and stuff from Star Citizen since it's been a while since I've engaged. So let me log in here, do my phone thing. Probably should have changed the title. It is no longer March. All right. I'm just getting set up here. Oh, that was too slow. All right, I am back in. So, next on my agenda, I obviously have to review the Geo and the Golem, and I'll probably take some video of me finally doing the assault, the what is it, uh, the Pirate Swarm and Vandal Assault thing. I've been doing Star Citizen for way too long to not have done those things. What's up, Disarray? What's up, Ristal? Make sure you leave comments so that you qualify for our giveaways. I actually will be doing the giveaways. There wasn't that many videos for last month either, so got 2 months in a row where basically the giveaways are going to like 5 different videos. So it's gonna be really easy to do giveaways this month for the month of March. I think the month of March is easy. This month will probably be pretty easy too. I only have probably 10 videos that'll be coming out this month. We'll see how many I can get done. But May we're gonna get back into doing it heavy. So well, we're gonna try to start doing it heavy this month, but we'll see. What's up, Cody Fox? What's up, David? Let me make sure things are working here. Okay. All right. Looks like everything's working. All right. Yeah, so I'm just gonna check in. I haven't looked at any of the stuff here. I didn't look at the stuff for triggerfish, so that's the first thing. Let me, well, if it lets me click on anything. Come on, come on, come on. I clicked on it like 30 times. There we go. Um, okay, that's just regular old stuff. All right. I'm gonna look at the dev tracker and com links. Also, I'll take a look at the patch notes. I didn't do my Vandal interpreter video, and I'm mad. I still have a week to do it, so we'll see if I can pull something together, and get it submitted. Uh, but I really want to do that one. Lockable doors on Polaris. Let's see. Roadmap roundup on April 9th. I didn't even realize it, but we had 2 weeks of no shows, right? Hold on. Let me go check. Hold on. Let's see. I mean, not from me. I mean from Star Citizen. From CIG. Okay. Yeah, their last video was when 4.1 dropped, which was 2 weeks ago. They basically told us that there wasn't going to be anything. They said they weren't going to be on a regular schedule when they came back. So that's definitely not a regular schedule. All right. Well, I've barely been here for the last few weeks anyway, so I'm not one to talk. Let me look at 4.0.1. I haven't played it, so I have no idea. Like I said, you probably didn't catch this because I said it like at the very, very beginning of the video. What's up, Alanaki? What's up, Northern Surge? What's up, Vending? What's up, Stuffed Avocado? Yes, it is he. He is back. um, so yeah, I was gone. I had family stuff that I needed to do. So that, as they say in this business, family comes first, and I don't want. I'm very much so one of those YouTubers that I and streamers that I don't want my job to become like I don't want this to become something I don't like because I am forcing myself to do it, or I don't want, and I also don't want the content that I do. What's up, Gasoline Moth? I don't want any of the content I do to be forced either. And that's what I found myself doing. Like I had these ideas, but I didn't really have my heart in it. And I was like, let me make sure that if I'm going to make content, I'm making quality content, right? Like I don't want to make videos just to make videos, right? Uh, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. What's up, Jag? But yes, I am back for real this time. We're gonna be streaming. We're gonna catch up on our spaceship reviews. We got to do the Geo. We got to do the Golem, and then yeah, we'll try to get that Vandal video out. That's at least 3 videos that should be coming within the week, and then we'll see what comes out after that. I have some ideas. I did have some more fleet videos for the people who want their fleet to be demolished by me. Oh, you found my YouTube through the Crucible video. Nice. What's up, Space Marine? What's up, Mike? Appreciate the dual streaming. As always, if you are streaming on YouTube and you are streaming on Twitch, you are dual streaming. We appreciate that because we are trying to grow our Twitch platform a little bit more. So always appreciate it when people dual stream. All right, so what we got from 4.1, which all of you may have had a lot of time to play around with, we got our juvenile Valacar, or actually, let me just pop this up on the screen so everybody can read with me here. All right. So we got juvenile Valacar, dynamic conversations in NPC populations with some new DNA faces. We got the new Hathor alignment facilities and orbital platforms. So this was kind of the big thing coming in. New persistent sandbox activity for the align and mine thing. All right, then we got Wikilo, Rayari collector missions and asteroid base, ground vehicle missions and FPS mining. So all of this here. Item recovery tier 0. Respawning with the exact gear you had equipped at the time of death. Emphasis on the term equipped. So basically, put all your trash stuff in your bags, put all your cool stuff on your character, and then you'll spawn back with that stuff. Saves an alarming amount of time. An alarming amount of time. That should have been in the game a much longer time ago. Until we get Death of a Spaceman proper, I really feel like a lot of these things, just for the sake of like testing the game, should be in the game, and like you skip the part where it's realistic, because we got a lot of stuff to go before we get to realistic. Collision physics updated, added additional ships to PU ship shops, heavy fighter general archetype balance pass, which much so needed. I need to definitely test that out, because heavy fighters were not heavy fighting. Some more ship and vehicle updates. Reclaimer, modified several ships to behave as if the turrets are slaved by default. Oh, okay, so now you get the 2 front side turrets. The Carrot gets the top remote turret. Valkyrie gets the wing guns. Raph gets the remote turret. Okay. Starlifter gets the chin turret. Nice. Landing gear. The Atlas can be destroyed now, which that's good. 300i cargo railing has been removed. Love that. I don't even have a 300i, but I know how much of a pain that was. Greatly reduced fuel storage for Pisces, Cutter, and SRV. Pisces, Cutter. Okay, I don't have either one of those. SRV, wait, it says reduced fuel storage for Pisces, Cutter, and SRV. Then it says greatly increased the SRV fuel storage. So I'm going to say that they probably didn't mean to put this here, but we'll see. Added size 0 mining lasers, added vulture tractor beam, added rock DS mining pods. All right. Got the Volt rifle. They balanced the grenade launcher. Okay, they gave a lot of balance passes here. New maps. Then, of course, here's the bug fixes. We're not going to read through those. Tactical updates. And then some known issues. Okay. All right. That's exactly what they said they would do. I see nothing special here. No, I mean nothing outside of what they said they were going to do. And then the roadmap roundup. Was there anything cool in there? Space combat mission patrol, space combat mission ambush. Oh no, this is all just stuff that came with 4.1. Yep, nothing in the roadmap roundup. Yeah, doesn't look like I missed much. Looks like I chose the right time to not be at work. All right. Oh, we got some questions in here. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but Al Naki said I found your YouTube from the Crucible preview video. Yeah, I definitely I reviewed every ship except for the most recent two, which are like the Geo and the Golem, and that was kind of the thing that got me into YouTube. And the Crucible is one of my favorite ships, so you can blame uh, the guys over at Info Runners for that. Would I recommend getting the Arastra during Fleet Week? That's assuming it would even be available, because it's normally combat ships that are available. If it is available, I always recommend getting the Arastra. The only time I would say don't get the Arastra is if you are not interested in mining at all. Otherwise, the Arastra is going to be a great. I think it'll be a great ship for anybody who gets it, but it is very expensive. So 890 jump have PDCs? I thought they already had PDCs. Oh. I have not looked at any leaks for Invictus. If I do look at leaks, I tend to not look at them until like right before things are out. Like right as soon as Invictus starts, maybe like the week before or something like that. And I only do that so I can start writing before, you know, like if I have stuff that I have written for videos and stuff, I like to be able to write about it first. So I'll start my writing based on the speculative information, and then I still won't talk about it until the stuff is released though. But I have not seen anything, so folks will have to keep me informed on it because I haven't seen anything. The details about Invictus are normally it's not normally like a preview thing with Invictus. They'll normally do like hints. Um, it'll normally be like little hints that they'll drop about what's coming for Invictus, and then they'll do like a video saying Invictus is coming, and then there'll be stuff inside the video that if you like pay attention, you can kind of see what's coming. But it's not really like an announcement thing where they're like, "This is what you're gonna see." They mostly do that for Citizen Con and IAE. Uh, you're not really getting that for Invictus. Invictus is more just that video, and we haven't even had like a lot of um, we haven't had a lot of inside Star Citizens, but I think it's reasonable. I think you know for obvious reasons when our host goes through what they go through, you definitely should be able to take some time off. So I'm glad that there was time off there. I'm glad that there was time off before and after. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, Invictus. I think a lot of people are excited for Invictus because we should be getting at least one big ship coming, like either to flyable or we should at least get to see like the full interior of ships that we've been waiting on. So a lot of people are excited for Invictus. Paladin coming for Invictus, and the BLD is going to be on display. Okay. Yep. I mean, I think a lot of people expected the Paladin to be coming pretty soon. Um, I'm still trying to make up my mind. Right now, what could be a Paladin is currently a Heartseeker. So, or not a Heartseeker. What is that thing? A Super Hornet. So, we'll see if I add that to the fleet. I don't think I will because I think I need just like a two-person heavy fighter. The Paladin can stand in for that, but it's big, man. That thing is big. And I just want it to be like the slot that I wanted it to fill was a two-person heavy fighter or just like a two-person fighter in general. And right now, this is the best we got. So we'll see what the Paladin can do when it comes out. If you have a star, you have to say what your Alanaki. Say what you're interested in the game and stuff like that, and then people can help you out a lot better as far as what you're gonna upgrade to. Caterpillar cargo doors now go to the ground. That's good news. Good to hear. Because why wouldn't they? Info runners are disputing the Paladin showing up at. I don't know. I'm hearing it from you guys, so I have no way to dispute it. If they're saying they don't know, then hey, they don't know. But to me, it seems like a good time to release it. It doesn't like the Paladin didn't seem too complicated as far as what they were doing. They weren't doing anything like extremely groundbreaking with the Paladin besides just like the quad size 4 gun. So it's mostly just a Valkyrie with some parts taken off and moved around and stuff like that. Like that's what it seemed like to me. So I mean, it fits less people, has less beds, etc. I get that part, but seems like it's mostly just break down the Valkyrie and move a few things around and create a few new parts, and there you have it, a Paladin. Yeah, I think for me, I'm most excited for. I think my excitement for ships is always high. So I'm always happy to see new ships and stuff like that. But I'm more interested in like what have they fixed that has been broken for a long time. So like with 4.1, we saw some stuff get fixed, but we also saw them like finally be like, hey, we know you guys are tired of like losing your weapons, and we know you guys aren't even using your cool weapons because you're tired of losing them and then having to wait for a wipe. And so yeah, I was happy to see that. But we'll see. I'm more excited for what the gameplay that's being brought, uh, more so than the ships right now. So we'll see what happens. Do you remember how much was the Anvil complete pack? I don't know, but I actually do know where to find the answer really quick. The Anvil Complete Pack. Oh, did I close out my other window? I did close out my other window. I would guess it was in the thousands because it's Anvil, but let me see. I know I have it in one of my videos. I covered Invictus last year and did like a full breakdown of everything. Um, Here I could just look at my old video for it. Would be Anvil Day. All right, let's see. I definitely covered it. Oh, maybe I didn't cover the actual. Maybe I didn't do the actual pack. I know I didn't suggest buying the pack. That's for sure. I definitely told people not to buy it. No, looks like I didn't. Looks like I went straight to reviewing the ships last year. I'll make sure I check that out this year. But I could find it if I did a little bit more research. It used to be on the wiki, but now I think they only have like the Origin one and the Drake one. Because the Aegis one was like 8 grand. The RSI one was like 5 grand. Um, Man, I can't remember the other ones. I used to have all of these, man. I used to have like prices for all of these, but I don't think I updated them last year. I have the one from 29 or so I have the one from 4 years ago, or I guess it would be, yeah, 2021 was 3500. That had the Spartan Liberator, Aero Ballista, C8X, Carrack, Hornet, all the Hornets, Gladiator, Hawk, Hurricane, Terrapin. So you'd have to add in the prices for all the new Hornets. So I'm guessing it'd be like 5 grand. That's my guess, is that it's somewhere around 5 grand. Yes. If you are, it depends because the Paladin. I'm not 100% sure. Are all ships flyable during Fleet Week? All the ships that they sell? I don't remember because I normally don't go in and test out ships. I normally rent them out with Alpha UEC. So I don't know if they're all like flyable. And I have most of the ships that I like anyway. So yes, seeing everybody wear their good gear is, oh, that's got to be like a good scratch, right? Like, it's got to be a good like brain scratch. Just because there's so many people who have such cool gear, like stuff that you like that is super rare too, like stuff that was only sold once or like only that colorway was sold once. Maybe other people have the gear, but only that color was sold one time. So I love, watching people out all colorful and stuff rather than everybody just walking around with their, their underwear on because they're like, I don't care. I'm not going to lose my gear, you know? It's funny how that works though, right? It's funny how like just simply saying, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to actually allow you to play the game and have fun. Right? Like my problem currently with the gameplay is that you often have to what often happens is they made the game too realistic before they made the functionality of the realism work. But I understand that that is just how game development works. Like they couldn't just give us some arcade game and then be like, the real game is over here. You guys go play this, right? But at the same time, I think they got a little bit ahead of themselves with the realism, and it kind of made it to where it was like, okay, you could just let us skip this one step that doesn't work right now. Like right now, I would much rather I spawned inside of my hangar, uh, on wherever my hangar is, even whether it's on a planet or not, you know, spawn me inside my hangar rather than spawning me at some place that I have to run down and get to my hangar, especially when the elevators don't work, right? That doesn't mean everywhere I go we don't have to use elevators, but like now I can still get into the game, get into my ship, and fly somewhere without having to worry about whether the elevator is going to be the thing that stops me, right? So just an example of things that like I get the realism part, but there's things that you can do to kind of like pull it back a little bit. I am also super excited for the Paladin and the TAC. The TAC, I have a feeling, is going to be one of the most often used ships in the game. I think it's going to be a lot of people's daily driver, at least until Invictus. We'll see what happens during Invictus. Because people who have a Perseus might opt to daily drive their Perseus. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, depends on the amount of people you have rolling with you, of course, but if it and also like whether you need to pick up cargo or not, right? Like so Perseus is going to be more of an obvious attack ship. You're not going to be picking up a whole lot of cargo and stuff with it, but you can carry a vehicle. Excuse me. You can carry a vehicle. You can carry like a little bit of cargo with you. You can do a lot of stuff too. So, like, I can imagine that. I can imagine the Arastra being a huge, once that's in the game, that's going to be something a lot of people go around with because it's like, oh, like we can fit some little some little mini ships in here, and like if somebody comes and attacks us, we can go out and wreak some havoc, but also we can go mining. Opens up mining to a point where it'll be like some true group gameplay where everybody's not doesn't have to bring their own ship. So there's a lot of ships I'm looking forward to, but As far as combat wise, Paladin and TAC are definitely up there. I think David. Oh, what's up, OG Evan? What's up, AMD 300? What's up, Taco? What's up, Wastelanders? What's up, Jag? What's up, Pappy? What's up, Citizen Ninja? A lot of people joined in. So, if your friend is considering getting a Paladin, they're gonna get the opportunity to fly it. Let them fly it and everything, but just buy the CCU or the upgrade. I'm sorry, we're not supposed to say CCU anymore. It's upgrade. So buy the upgrade and then hang on to the upgrade. Fly both once you have the opportunity to test it out. And I mean, and if obviously if it doesn't become flyable, you obviously other people will own it. You'll already have the upgrade. So just, you can even come to my Discord and I'm sure somebody there will let you fly it around and test it out. We have a really great group on our Discord. So yeah, come and check that thing out. Like it's a lot of money to be spending if you're not 100% sure. Yeah, 4 size 4s for the pilot and 4 size 5s for the crewmate. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be a dangerous ship. Just remember, it is going to be slow. So yes, it has a lot of guns for each person that's in it. But it's gonna be slow. And remember, 4 people in a paladin are always going to beat 2 people in a paladin. And there's a lot of people who have a crew of 4 that they're going to be putting in that paladin. So just remember that. Because a lot of people are like, I'm going to run it with 2 people. I get that you have access to all the guns, but just remember, some of those guns will be locked forward in that situation. So, yeah. People who have 4 crew or even 3 crew might have an advantage on you. Well, 4 crew definitely an advantage. 3, you might be able to work with it. The Liberator, waiting on the Liberator. I haven't heard a lot about the Liberator. I do hope we hear something soon. There's a lot of ships. I really feel like, I tried not to throw around the word O a lot, like CIG owes us this. But I do feel like the Liberator is approaching that O territory, where it's like, you owe us an explanation of what the heck is going on with this ship, right? Any ship that has not had any of a single video made about that ship in more than 3 years, I think more than 3 years is where it's like you kind of owe us an update on that ship. Like, yeah, the whole B, that's a good one, Taco. So like, there's just certain ships. If you haven't talked about it in 3 years, I think you owe us an update. And it doesn't even have to be like a massive update. Just be like, oh, that's currently in production. Or we have some blockers that are keeping that from production right now that should be solved in the next 6 months or stuff like that, Golden ticket holders. Golden ticket holders. Do you mean golden ticket like from when people were buying the F8? Yeah, Whisper. I would definitely say the railing is up there too. Like, Alien Week is coming up. At the very least, we should get an update on the railing. Like, is it in production? If it's not in production, at least be like, the reason it's not in production is. Oh, oh, that might be something I wasn't around for. Oh, the original backers? Oh, I'm sure you'll get something amazing. Original backers deserve all of the things. I don't care if you were original backer of this game. That means you believed in it when it was like, you know, I mean, it was basically nothing. and you believed in it and you've been believing in it for 13 years, if you've stuck with this project for 13 years, man, give them everything. I don't care what it is. Like there's nothing that they could give the original backers that I would be upset about. Like I mean, that's just me. I'm not an original backer, just to be very clear. But yeah, I give them everything. um, if I had to guess what a golden ticket holder original backer would get, I would say it should be something that nobody else could get in the game. And I would say it should be one of each one of these things. It should be a weapon that nobody else can get. It should be a suit of armor that nobody else can get. It should be a ship weapon that nobody else can get. It should be a set of missiles that nobody else can get. It should be a version of a vehicle or a ship that nobody else can get, and then a livery for that vehicle or ship that nobody else can get. And I think if you did all of those things, I think that would be really cool. And then I also think they should have their name like in the game somewhere. Like the original backers should have their name etched somewhere in the game forever. Like whatever their username is, it should just be like, you know how like, not that we should like, gamify memorials or anything like that, but like, you know how they put people's names on a memorial, and that's like a thing that they put in, the city square or something for a city when a tragedy happens, right? They also do that for heroes when you go to like parks and stuff like that, where it's like people who won like in the United States, at least it's called, a Medal of Honor, whatever the highest award for each country is. Like I think for some people it's a flying cross and stuff, like, so like whatever it is, I think these people should have like their names on a statue somewhere, and you can find it in game. It's indestructible, right? And I think that would be really cool, just to be like remembered in the game forever. Same thing with like developers and stuff like that. Like I feel like every developer or like people who design ships or were key in designing a ship should have their name somewhere written in the ship, like on the bottom or inside, like when you open up the hatch for like the engine or not the engine, but like the for the batteries or wherever, something. Their name should just be in there. I think that would be pretty cool. Can a Perseus take down a Polaris? At close range, maybe. But at long range, absolutely not. Uh, uh, a Polaris would murk a Perseus. Uh, Unless the Perseus gets PDCs, then it might be a little bit more of a contest. But generally, the Polaris is going to be the stronger ship in that. And it depends also if we're talking fully crewed or not. Because if we're taking 6 people in a Perseus versus 6 people in a Polaris, there's going to be some difficulty. But I still think the Polaris pulls out of that most of the time. 13 years ago, OG Evan. 13 years ago to be an OG backer. But it's not just buying the game. There was a Kickstarter. So you would have had to be an OG backer. You would have had to buy during the Kickstarter phase. That's why I think like they deserve so much, because I mean that Kickstarter, which I think they were only trying to raise like 2 million or something like that, and they end up they're at, I think they just passed the $800 million mark. So imagine like being like, oh, we're gonna have like a $2 million company. It's gonna be awesome, and then you're like $800 million later. I think that's really cool. So Alanaki, so you said wanting an Arastra and Orion takes too much crew. They're also for different purposes, right? So the Orion can't go to ground. Only the Arastra can. But however, the Orion is going to be able to eat asteroids, and no other ship in the entire game is going to be able to eat asteroids. At least nothing that's foreseeable right now. So yeah, they're different ships. Like I have both. I have an Arastra and an Orion, but I also use the Arastra to replace my Galaxy, because what I was going to use my Galaxy for, essentially, my Arastra will be able to do pretty much most of what I was going to use my Galaxy for. Now, um, it the fact that the manufacturing part of the Galaxy got pushed back was also a part of that, because that was going to be the reason why I kept the Galaxy. But once that got pushed back, it was more like, okay, so it's mostly going to be refinery and medical. So I was like, well, I can take the medical part out because I went and got an RSI Apollo triage. And so now I don't need it for the medical. And the main reason I did that is because you can swap out the beds on the RSI Apollo, and I can have 2 tier 1 beds in that thing. And that, I think, is going to be really cool. Having 2 tier 1 beds where you can heal any injury and you can do all the surgery and all of that stuff. Or just having 1 tier 1 and 2 tier 2s, I think would be pretty cool. So there's a lot of ways I can see myself like modifying that depending on whatever I'm doing. So that's going to be pretty cool. But back to like why I got rid of the Galaxy, you can carry this basically the same amount of cargo in the Arastra, and it has the same refining capability. So I was really, and it's dedicated mining. So the Galaxy can't mine. So I don't know. It just seemed like a no-brainer to me. Unless you need the Galaxy to do the other things, it seemed like a no-brainer to me. But I still kept my Orion because my Orion is going to be my main moneymaker, right? Yes, it might require a larger crew. It might require some more security. But at the end of the day, going out and just munching gigantic asteroids and having that automatically refined, I mean, just going, you're going to be able to take your Orion out and just make so much money in one pass, because you're not just selling ore, you're selling refined ore. It's just, oh man, the amount of ore it can carry, the amount of ore it can process simultaneously, the amount that it can chew up, like that thing is just going to make so much money. But hey, if you don't want that big of a ship, I totally get it. Ooh, I would love to see the Idris M at Invictus. I would also like for them to sell me an Idris M. Oh yeah, Citizen Ninja, you're right. The Origin is owed a lot of stuff. 200i, 500i, 700i, 900i. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I mean, how about the G12? What the heck? Why isn't the G12 released? I feel like that should have been released a long time ago. I think it's gonna get. I think it's gonna get reconcepted. What's up, Ubo? If you guys are just joining, I did take some time off. It was my birthday, by the way, uh, this last weekend, but I took some time off for family. So if you're wondering why I was gone, I took some time off. Like I said, I don't ever want YouTube and streaming to feel like a job. I have way too much fun doing this. So I took some time off. And I love Star Citizen, and I promised myself anytime that Star Citizen or uh, streaming or YouTube started to feel like a job, and it wasn't fun, that I would take the time off and come back to it when I felt like it was healthy. You will never see me. You will never see me in one of those like, man, I got burned out. Like, I'm not gonna be on a 30 for 30. I'm not gonna be like, you're not gonna see a news clip of like me running around waving a gun or something like dude went crazy. No, none of that. I I I I believe in therapy. I believe that people should like keep their heads straight on before they go out and try to do things professionally. So if I disappear, trust me, it's because I needed to disappear, and that's all about that. Jag, you don't like Origin? What's up? What's wrong with Origin? Thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I am officially old. I think I'm not old. I think I'm officially old adjacent. I'm at the age where if I say I'm old people won't get mad at me. So I don't say it because I know it doesn't technically count, but like I know I could say it, and then people might be like, yeah. Yeah, I've become more of a fan of Idris. I already gave that ship like a 10, I think, in my ratings. I can't remember. I think I gave it either a 9 or a 10 in my ratings. It was really ranked really high. The Idris to me, I think the problem they're going to have with the Idris is they don't have a direct competitor to the Idris. I thought it was going to be like the Polaris was going to be like, okay, if you have a Polaris from far away, that's the competitor because of its ability to shoot the huge torpedoes. But yeah, if you thanks for the sub, Alanaki, much appreciated. You said happy birthday sub. Haha, I like that. Yeah, I think for me, I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm just excited. I know the Idris is going to be great. I just wish I wish. Well, now that they've talked about how it will go when you take apart larger ships, how you'll have to like target certain parts and stuff like that, where you can't just send a giant torpedo and blow it up, right? But if you do get lucky and do hit with the torpedo, that it'll be great. I want it to be that if a tornado, I was gonna say if a tornado blows up, if a tornado blows up, God help us all. It's all good, Alanaki. That's all you have to do. If all you're doing is watching, that's fine. I just want people to comment twice just so they can be in the running for the giveaways. I'll probably do the giveaways next video, next stream or something like that. But I'm trying to get the actual video content done. But yeah. Do you know what happened to that Astro Chronicles guy? Astro Chronicles? I don't know. If he was doing really good work, I wouldn't be surprised if CIG hired him. I haven't checked out his videos, so I don't know too much about him. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what the Perseus offers. I'm really excited to see. I need more of these large ships to come online, and I need Death of a Spaceman so I can start really like seeing this stuff. That's really cool though. I'll have to check that guy out. I didn't know he did that. But yeah, I'm excited for Invictus. I think I am more the thing I'm most excited about is to see if we'll get a big update on the Perseus. But if people are saying that we're getting the Paladin, then we're probably not getting the Perseus till much later then. I thought it would be a great reveal of the Perseus to just be like, hey, we've been working on this behind the scenes. Boom. I mean, even if they didn't even release it during and they just were like, Perseus is in production and it'll be done in 3 or 4 months or whatever. That would be cool. Because I can't wait to see what like all these, like right now it's basically if you roll up on a Polaris and you don't have certain ships, you pretty much gotta head out. You know, 890 jump might be able to do some work. You know, if you got the right stuff. But you know, it's not really like a bunch of different large ships with a bunch of different people trying to figure out how to make their ship better than the others. And I'm really excited for that. All right. This is only supposed to be an hour-long stream. We are at 55 minutes, so drop those last few questions. Drop those last few questions. We will be doing some videos this week for sure. Javelin, a counter to the Idris M? I don't think so. I think that you're going to need a few Idris M's to take out a Javelin. You get one Javelin and one Idris M, and Javelin wins. You get one Javelin and two Idris M, maybe you got a shot. If they called it Death of a Space Ninja, I wouldn't sue. You know, technically I'm a billionaire ninja, not a space ninja, but billionaire ninjas go to space. Billionaires right now are going into space all willy-nilly. So just by the fact of being a billionaire ninja, you are a space ninja, because that's just where we end up, you know. What's up, Mark G? I think I said what's up to 10 already. What's up, 10? What do you think about dropship missions, like picking up NPC combatants or civilians during an emergency, like in Halo before they glass the planets, and combative, non-combative drops? That's really cool. I would love, that would be if they had that and they were actually like legit, like all I'm doing is going and I'm picking some troops up and dropping them off in a combat zone and not getting blown up along the way. That would probably be the reason that I bought a Prowler, because that would just be incredibly fun. Actually using your dropship, actually giving us missions for dropships, that would be really cool, T-Jack. So I'm super excited for something like that. I hope they do that as well. If they have an Idris available at Invictus, will I do a tour video? 100%. 100%. All right, let's find somebody. Let's find somebody to raid. But let's see. Yeah, keep dropping the questions. I'm still gonna answer them. I just want to find somebody to raid as well. Keep dropping the questions though. Huh. Wow. I think we've rated all the people that I don't know that are like smaller creators. All these other people are much bigger than me. Let's do Hindrosa.
Stay long. I mean,
We'll do Hindrosa for the switch up. Let me go back here and back here. I did see some questions in here though, so let me answer these questions. If you could only have one ship to play with, what would it be? I have to. That's a two-part question for me. Um, because it would, for a non-combat ship, it would be the Endeavor. For a combat ship, it would probably be the Star. Right now, it's the Starlancer TAC or the Idris M, or the Perseus. It's one of those three. With ships that are out right now. I'm gonna go with. Actually, I won't even do that. I'll just say it's probably gonna be the Perseus. Because if it's only one ship, I'm gonna want it to be a bigger ship if it's only one ship. So yeah, I'll go with the Idris M. So Idris M and Endeavor. All right, that is it. I will see you all later. Thanks everybody for joining, and I am happy to be back and making content. Later.